Finding the geniuses that robotics needs. Closing out today's This is Robotics podcast episode is a phenomenon that we recently experienced. For us, it was a mind-blowing experience to get tens of thousands of clicks on a single article. If you're Adele, Taylor Swift, or Joe Rogan, maybe it's not so rare an event. For us, publishing an article on robotics that resonated with 35,000 global visitors was quite an eye-opening event. We call the article Finding the Geniuses That Robotics Needs. We publish 35 free online robotics courses, and 35,000 from around the world clicked the link to find out more. That's 35 free online robotics courses, pre-recorded entire courses, and not quickie videos from YouTube, all from prestigious universities and superb instructors. Essentially, an opportunity of a lifetime to get up close and personal with robotics for free. And just maybe, we hope, could ignite a spark of interest in hundreds, maybe thousands, that just might be enough to entice those intellects into a lifelong passion. And maybe, in some near-term future, lots of brilliant roboticists and robot techs will not credit Star Wars or Star Trek for their inspiration to pursue a robotics career, but rather they may warmly recall experiencing free online robotics courses such as these 35 as the triggers for changing their lives. And it was all just a click away. With those 35,000 clicks came the realization that this could be a path forward in discovering the tens of thousands of people needed to work the robotics industry, and also to allay fears of robot-driven automation snatching jobs away from people. Barbara Fry, Executive Vice President and Chief Executive Officer, Industrial Automation at Schneider Electric, noted insightfully, industrial automation almost by definition, she says, means companies require fewer employees and different skill sets. Many old-style jobs are vanishing and being replaced by higher tech, higher skilled, and often higher paid jobs that didn't exist even a decade ago. For some, this is understandably frightening. So, she concludes, it's essential that governments ensure that education systems are geared to fostering the skills needed for the next age of automation. That's government she's writing about, and not individual companies or colleges. Here at This is Robotics, we advocate for world governments to act in concert, together, to build a global online robotics network to interest and to educate. Think Netflix of robotics. Anyone with a cell phone or a free computer at a library can access their future through robotics. As a recent article in LinkedIn News titled, "Is College Worth It?" reports, in the age of crippling student debt and high costs of college and declining enrollment rates, many are asking, is it worth the hassle to get the tassel? According to a new return on investment study by 4,500 U.S. colleges and universities conducted by researchers at Georgetown, that just might be the case. On average, 60% of those who attended college earn more than high school graduates a decade later, meaning a college degree does translate to a higher wages for most. That's not always the case, though. At the colleges with the worst track record for graduate earnings, more than half of all graduates actually earn less than those with a high school diploma. Into that mix comes an article just published at the Brookings Institute that everyone, I think, should read. It's called Online College Classes Can Be Better Than In-Person Ones. The implications for higher ed are profound. The author, John Villasenor, is a professor of electrical engineering, law, public policy, and management at UCLA, as well as the co-director of UCLA's Institute for Technology, Law, and Policy. He is also a senior fellow at the Center for Technology Innovation at the Brookings Institute. Villasenor says he's now an experienced online educator after 2 years of being forced to do so because of the pandemic. 2 years later, says Villasenor, something unexpected has happened. For many college courses, online instruction is proving to be far more effective than many people anticipated. Why? One reason is that today's communications networks and consumer devices enable much higher quality telepresence than was possible a decade ago. But another reason is that due to the pandemic, enormous numbers of students and instructors have gained proficiency with online learning software. In particular, the mass adoption of Zoom in higher education has created a network effect, where its utility as an instructional tool is amplified by the number of people who have become familiar with using it. The quality of a well-run, synchronous online class can now rival, he says, and in some cases exceed the quality of the in-person equivalent. And surprise, surprise, what was once looked upon as an annoyance, chat boxes, are now incorporated into the courses as student-contributed links, references, and thoughts. The bottom line, he now readily admits, is that the preconceived notions that I and many others in higher education had about the supposedly unambiguous inferiority of online classes have now proven to be wrong. Pent-up interest and demand for online robotics courses from 35,000 visitors is real. We experienced it. In closing, here's an interesting factoid. Online robotics courses have also shown that 35% of those taking the courses got a job in robotics, and at better pay than their previous job. Once again, the print version of this article with links and references is available as a download. We may have just discovered an awesome new resource at finding the geniuses that robotics needs.